The game below looks pretty good. It's not done, but it is playing pretty well. Here, I'll open the queue. Not that anyone's going to play, but they could. So again, right. I'm going to do some art, and I'm probably not going to talk very much while I do this, because, yes, that's okay. The game is there to entertain people. I still can't figure out why my connection to Twitch servers is so crappy. My internet is fast, everything else is fine, but it says it's dropping more than half the frames. So weird. I guess it could be the game plus the avatar. I mean, plus the fact that I'm like watching a streamer. Yeah, maybe that has something to do with it. Anyway, let's do this, yeah. I have. Oh, these apps are so not helpful. Oh, please. Twitch, make an app that works. Crying out loud. So bad. Okay, are we good? Can we finally get there? Okay. This. Okay, we're there? Right? No? I can't tell. Oh, it's really far behind. That's what's going on. Okay. Yeah, my connection to the Twitch server is so slow. My feed is at least a good 15 seconds behind. It's time to do character design because the game is pretty far along. Like right now, you can join the queue. You say next match. You can join the queue. Meanwhile, the bots are going to play. So the bots are playing. Yeah, my feed is really not showing what's going on. I have a strong feeling it's because I'm actually watching a streamer right now. I should probably stop that. But anyway, so this is our Marauder. He was made for a totally different style of game that I was going to do. I haven't done yet. Maybe one day we will. Imagine this guy's just going to the right. And he's large on the screen. He's like about a quarter of the screen. So that's why he's this big. And he just keeps going to the right and just going through dungeons. A passive dungeon crawler was the idea. The idea was called Pass the Torch. Or Carry the Torch. I can't remember what. Anyway. The whole idea was if it's dark, it's super dangerous in the dungeon. So somebody has to carry the torch. When you're carrying the torch, obviously you can't carry things like a shield. So there was a trade-off, and you could recruit more guys if you go further, and then somebody else can carry the torch, and there could be people in the front and the torch carrier in the back and things like that. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway. Large plans for that idea that I haven't really thought of in about 6 months, but this guy, I made this guy and I had the animations for it, And so when I thought of this game that you see at the bottom of the screen, MAUR Towers, I said, I've already got a guy. Let me just use it. And so that worked out really well because this is one of the most involved art pieces, of course, in this little game. So we've done the other pieces of art in this style. And I'll just close this out because I'm not going to touch this guy. I'm going to keep him the way he is. And what I've done is made copies so that we can play with it. This would be the start of the engineer design based off this guy. And if I just poke around and see what I have to work with, and I see I could take off the helmet, take away the sword, the shield. You see, we can kind of put this together. Yeah, I didn't realize his forehead was that small. So, one of the things that we need to do is design a character that will have... yeah, it's okay. Design a character that will be distinctly different from far away. Because when we reduce this, of course, the detail goes away. So... for example, let me just check the size of this brush here. Oh, it's way big. I didn't know it was that big. If I... no, really, I kind of need to just make a new space for this here. Right. Okay. Oh, for crying out loud. Really? Gonna be like that. There. So the engineer. One of the things I'm thinking can be helpful and distinctive for these characters is a hat that's different. I mean, the helmet's pretty distinctive. So if you take that away and you replace it with something else, this should look like a different character, especially if it's a large enough feature. Speaking of large. So an engineer, well, one idea was to give him glasses. You know? And that's not a bad idea, I guess. It's just pretty weak. You know? Another idea is kind of like goggles. I mean, this is going to be somebody who's putting together the tower and the barricade, but then in upgrades, the tower and the barricade have, like, you know, boiling oil that comes out. They have spikes on the barricade, things like that, that show this guy has a lot of skill in, you know, a lot of skill. Did I mention I didn't really want to talk? I think I just need to stop talking. That's what I'm going to do. Doop-a-doo. I mean, it would certainly be distinctive and different. speaking of that, you know, if one guy has a sword, what does the engineer have? Well, they have a hammer, right? I think so. And not a, war hammer, but like an actual hammer. Like they do work. They build things, and so they need a hammer. And that sounds kind of lame, but the whole point is they're the weakest of all the character types you can have, and that's on purpose. This is supposed to be a character you need to protect because the real power is using the engineer to get towers, to get barricades, to upgrade. And you can't do that if they're dead, so you need to protect them. Right? I mean, this is not the most cohesive design yet. The idea would be, this is somebody who's going to go forth and attack, and, this is somebody who's going to build stuff. And I can kind of see, I could see it. Let's put a pin in that, maybe, right? We're doing character design. Meaning, so if this is the archer, we're going to keep going. Meaning, I'm not worried about making the artwork yet. I'm definitely not worried about it looking pretty. I mean, it should be obvious by now. But I am concerned about it, the shapes to make sense. I'm concerned about the distinction between the types, So, let's see. One of the things I was thinking about for an archer. Yes, I do need to do this again. Okay. One of the things I was thinking about for the archer is a hood. That's their, that's the top. That's the thing that we're going to see the most, is the thing that's on top. So while this guy has a helmet, this guy does not have anything. This guy will have something. I'm thinking kind of like the Assassin's Creed hood. You know what I'm saying? Not sure if that's reading very well yet. But like that, Not that this game is happy and cheery and bright colored. That's not exactly what it's meant to be. It's cute, that's for sure. But the first color I'm going to lay down is going to be saturated. I'll follow it up a tone. Yeah. Um, and you know, maybe this even has like the whole top covering. No, this might actually make some sense. Again, the whole point is when I shrink this down, we're going to lose a lot of detail. So whatever I do, it should be big enough to see from afar. I think this works. Oh, right. That's not a line I have. Okay. So, yeah. Something like that, where this is an engineer, this is the marauder, this is the archer. Yeah, I mean, kind of. I'm not sold on it yet. Exactly. It's better. In fact, it might be this, actually. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I'm down. That works. So, I mean, not 100% on this, but you get the idea. That would be different than the Marauder, and this would likewise be different from the Marauder. Also different from the Engineer. Okay, cool. Now, the Archer's bow. I think I need to have the bow on the backhand here. And wow, am I totally going to cheat drawing the bow because this dude doesn't really have elbows. There's not enough room. So I'm going to cheat the hell out of this when he's animated. But you need to know that he's got a bow. So, I mean, he is the archer. It's going to be behind him. I'm worried that you can't read it, you know? Is it too hard to read that? That's the question. this line is critical. It's going to look like a bowstring, when without it, it's going to look like it's a sword, like a wooden sword. So, yeah. Not sure about this yet, but so far that's what we got. Marauder, Engineer, Archer. So far that's distinctive enough in shape, color, line. Okay. So, healer. Man, I just took the hood, so it's not going to be like a monk. The healer needs to have their own distinctive top, and it might be that I need to go back and put something on the engineer so that there's more distinction there. It's possible. The healer. The healer. I mean, one thing I can do is put them in a robe. If I, yeah, actually, what is the engineer wearing? That's not bad. Not yet, anyway. Okay, so I was going to do like a headband, but now I'm wondering if there's even enough room to make it look distinctive. I like the idea of goggles and or glasses, though, on the engineer. Let's look at glasses for a second. Okay, if I did something like, I mean, big, goofy glasses, you know what I'm saying? It kind of needs to be that, otherwise it doesn't work. And it doesn't work if you don't see his eyes, so this might not work at all. In fact, this might not work at all. No. I don't see how this can work, actually. I mean, this at least gives separation, and you can kind of, you know, yeah, I think I need to skip this idea. I don't think this is going to work at all. I mean, you could kind of do that. In fact, here, let's look at this. So this is one version. Again, we're doing character design, so it doesn't have to look pretty yet. But check this out. What if I did do, forget the eyes. Big, stupid glasses, big, stupid glasses like that, right? Big old thing. Big old thing. Okay. Now we got this. There we go. Wow, actually, that's very distinctive. Huh. So could I? So okay. One idea is yeah, the goggles may not read because it is pretty small. That would totally read. What does an engineer wear on his head? That's kind of the question. I mean, I don't want to put a hard hat on him. This is, you know, earlier times, so that wouldn't make sense. But, not sure yet. So, not sure. That's distinctive. It's definitely different. So here's our marauder. Yeah, it definitely look different. A bit silly. Okay, very silly. But distinctive, no? Okay, I'm down with it for now. And if that's true, then I get to use a headband on the healer. Yeah, here's the thing. I am thinking I might need to change the body on the healer as well. If that's true, what does that look like? It's not terrible. I think I need something up here, otherwise this is terrible. Okay, if this is the archer, and if I were gonna do some wood here, distinctive from that. You know what? Maybe a cap? Like, this is pointed. What if it were rounded, right? This is also somewhat pointed. If this were rounded. Something like that. Okay, let's try it again. Because, yes, but no, right? I don't know, there's... It is hard to decide with what's going to work well, especially at a small scale. But this is kind of not bad yet. Yet. It's not bad. But, I'm not sure. Healer, what are they holding? Well, yeah, I'm not sure about that. I mean, is there some kind of brim on this hat? Does it do something like this? Maybe, actually. Yeah, that's looking better, actually. Not entirely sold on it, but it's better than it was. Okay, so we have a fighter. The more I look at this like flat head, the more I'm concerned about it. I mean, no one's ever seen under his helmet before. Should I just make his head bigger? I mean, he is the engineer. Is that wrong? I mean, I'm sure I could go really stupid with it. Yeah, the engineer, it's the most indistinct character I have. The rest are sort of obvious. But the engineer, like, I just don't know. Do I do the stupid? Hi, I'm the engineer. Like, I don't know what to do yet. I mean, that would be a distinctive shape for sure. Is it too weird? I don't know. Now, this game does not have like steampunk elements at all. But there is like some wild upgrades to like the towers and things, to the extent that, like, you know, maybe it's not so crazy. Maybe it is. But the point is, let's see. Go with that. Yeah, see, I don't know. Like, I'm really kind of lost with what the engineer is and how we show engineer in clothes, you know? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but I'll tell you something. I like it a heck of a lot better than not having anything. Um, I don't know yet. But that healer, you know, this is kind of coming together. This might actually be okay. That might be okay. One thing about the healer is they're not as defenseless as the engineer. So, I might actually need to put something on him, like shoulder something or something like that. It's actually not a bad idea. So, like, Oops. What the heck did I just do? Okay. So not defenseless. Yeah. Something like that. That's very distinct, actually. In fact, I almost want to put more on these other characters now. Now that I've done a body that's different. Yeah, kind of do. I mean, speaking of which, I gotta do the wizard. And, yeah, probably gonna do the same thing, actually. A robe sounds appropriate. So, and I'm realizing I wanted color, a separate layer to be the color of the team. That's going to get harder and harder the more I start making color choices based on the type of character, you see. So I might abandon the idea of putting color based on team, because I was worried you wouldn't know who is who. Turns out that's actually not a problem. It's actually pretty easy to see. And it's mostly based on who's facing where. Okay, and yeah, actually this dude needs sleeves. Hello, have I mentioned I hate context menus? They are the worst design pattern ever. Convenience is the idea, but it turns out to be abused by design. The problem is actions you can't undo. That tends to be the problem. Okay, so just doing character design so I can do this. Fill it in. Yeah, this is like far better than leaving him bare there. And very distinctive, as he should be. Yep. 100%. Of course, we have to do the big old crazy pointed hat. Oh, we might even do a Gandalf hat with a huge brim. Yeah. Actually, yes, please. Give me the big pointy hat. And the brim. Yeah, I've got to do that. %. That's it. I guess. So, is this the drawing? No. And when we're trying to find the design, what we're looking for is, well, the qualities that we need in this are the distinctive look. I think we got it, actually. I mean, yeah, we have to do that. Okay, healer. I guess they could just raise their arms, but I have a feeling we need to give them something. Oh, right, no. They can also attack more than like the engineer and stuff. So the weakest of all is by far the wizard. They are made to just sit at the tree and cast spells. They cost the most, their effects are the biggest, but they're the weakest character by far. These guys can attack hand-to-hand, but their big thing is the ranged attack, obviously. This guy is made to be out in the field and on the front lines. So he's not absolutely defenseless. He's actually got an attack and some kind of defense, at least more than the engineer. So I'm having a hard time finding the layers I want. Bro. Yeah, not defenseless. And so he needs something. It's not as big as the sword. Okay. But he needs something. And if he heals with his other hand, that's fine. I'm thinking, though, he needs to have an actual weapon. And I wouldn't mind if it was like a mace. You know? Oops. Oversized as well, but just not as big as the sword, right? Where, you know, there's a layer that's on top. There it is. Okay, I don't need it up there. It could be down here. Okay. I'm not sure how to make this obviously also a weapon, but it is big. Right? That can be obvious. Yeah. You know, it kind of looks both like something ornamental, but also a weapon, right? It's not bad. The more I look at the engineer, the more I realize this guy's got a long way to go before he's going to look good. The wizard. Let's see. Does this work if I... not really. Not really. Yeah, not really, right? This is awful. This doesn't work. I'm not sure what to do about it yet, but this is like not it, right? Most definitely, this is not it. This looks terrible. I mean, it communicates the idea. If it was shrunk down, you'd understand it, but it looks like the... And so, no. This is just not it. Alright. Instead... A wand? Would that even read? I'm not sure it would. It would definitely look weak, and that's what he's supposed to be. Like, if you come up against him, he's not going to pose a threat. If I shrink this down, does this just look... 7 kinds of wrong? I don't know. I'm just trying to find it. I'm trying to find look. I don't know. Okay, that's why we're going to spend time on this, because it's hard to tell what this is supposed to look like. I don't think a wand is going to do it. And that staff was looking so bad, I don't know anymore. Did we just not do anything to the wizard? I don't know. Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, maybe there's nothing. I don't know. Okay, now I definitely want to put something. We did this thing. Hold on. Let's do this. almost need more. I need like down here actually. Let's go with this. I mean, does the archer have... Well, it's the Marauder already has something like leather armor, but I was just wondering if... Hmm. Layer, tool, and all at the same time. I keep losing my place with this stuff. Okay, tool. Okay. Yeah, actually that looks better. Okay. Yeah, I think changing the body is sort of necessary. Which means this guy's next. I can't do this. This dude is not together yet. I don't know what this is yet. But like this is wrong. The hammer is a good idea, but like I have a really hard time understanding what this character is until we use the word engineer. So I think I need to find the look. I mean, it's not a lab coat. That would be stupid, right? There's no way. There's no way. Right? That's stupid, right? But you know, putting him in a shirt actually might make more sense. Let's do this. Oops. I don't know what that was. Okay, the old body's here. I'm gonna do this. Bro. I'm just making a nerd. I'm not doing an engineer. I'm making a nerd. That doesn't work, does it? No, that does not work. Dang. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do to make it look like an engineer. I can make him look distinct. I can do that. But, yeah, I honestly don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm just throwing stupid clothes on him and trying to find it, and it's not happening. It is necessary to put something on here though, because this is too close to the original. Yeah, I don't know. Man, I'm so lost with this character. I don't know what to do with him. I'm just making a nerd. This doesn't work. I can't use that. It doesn't work. Hmm. I'm okay with this. That's cool. I wish there was more of the bow we could show. I can't put the bow in front of his body, can I? No, that doesn't work. But this is garbage. This is such garbage. I can't do this. This one is terrible. So, what am I doing? Engineer. Engineer. I mean, actually, this is more successful. I mean, that was a garbage try, but let me try again. The goggles idea, I'm totally borrowing from other games, but it is distinct. You know, I haven't done a headband yet. Maybe this is the character that has a headband. Let me try this again here. Actually, the brim coming way out actually helps. Let me do that. Let's do this. Coming way out. That actually helps quite a bit. Now I don't want the same purple, so I mean, he doesn't have like the goofy accountant's hat, does he? That would be silly, right? The one with the big bill. He doesn't have like this going on, does he? That looks like a baseball hat. It's not right. It's distinctive, but I don't think it's good. You know, with the big glasses, that short head actually doesn't look so bad. But now, really do need, new body here. So, this isn't too bad. He is distinct. I am not sure yet. But this is probably more successful than what we had for the engineer before, so yes? I mean, I don't know. I'm so lost with this character. Oops. Well, he's distinct. Yeah, actually that kind of works. What I need, however, is yeah, let's go ahead and call. This is what is on his head. And I'm not entirely sure that is on his body. Let's see. Nothing in his hands, something in his hand, something in his other hand. And of course, our main character has a big sword. So, it's got to be distinct from this, but I think it's similar. So if it is just this, that's okay. Because he's only an engineer, right? He's not powerful. Whoops. doesn't read. Okay. Well, that's more distinct. Overall, this is better than what I had before. I mean, this is actually more distinct than what I had before. And yeah. If you told me that's a wizard, I'd say sure. If you said that's a healer, I'd say okay. If you said that's an archer, I'd say of course. And if you said that's an engineer, I could see it. I could see it. Yeah, you know, I could see that. And the real test is going to be when we shrink this down, but I think that's okay. I think we're in the ballpark. Yeah. I mean, very distinct, actually. Yep. And so this is a weak character that can build stuff. I see it. I see it. I see it. Okay, so now I'm going to save these. I'm going to try and export these. Well, I'm not exporting them. I'm not going to bring them into the game yet. They are not the game yet. They're not done. These are character designs. What I'm getting is the look that should be fitting the general qualities of these characters. Making all the rest of these layers. I mean, look how many. I mean, this is all the animation of the original Marauder. That's look at all those crazy layers. Too many. Tons. There's a lot of work to do. But I wouldn't know where to go with those layers if I didn't do this work. So this is actually all about what does this look like when it is put in the same space as the original Marauder? I'm going to take a quick guess. That I shrunk the original Marauder down to this, and then put him in a canvas that was again this size, where he was down on the bottom. Like this. Is that true? No, he looks smaller. I like the blending though, it looks great. That's not the right size, is it? Okay. Well, I gotta tell you, I really like the idea that while I'm doing this stuff, the game is just running and doing its thing. I don't have to worry about if anyone drops by, it doesn't look completely inactive, you know. When I go to the water, I'm looking at something that is 216. Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, I see what I did. Okay, 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 okay. Here are our new characters, and they are like the original size that I drew the Marauder in. Well, this is what I did because the final image size, sorry, let me backtrack. When you see it on screen, like this game right now that's playing on the bottom of the screen, those characters are taking up 10% of the vertical dimensions of the screen. It's a 1080p image. The vertical pixel dimension is 1080. If I divide that by 10, you get 108. Okay. That's a long way around to tell you. What I did was start with this 128 by 128 image, and I took 108 and doubled it to make 216. That is the size that I used because I'm keeping this pixel drawing at the size it is. Instead, I'm just moving all that image to the bottom of what will be the full sprite size, but twice the size, twice the pixel dimension. So it will be blended because I'm going to shrink this down now. Wait. Is that right? Is that what I did? I think that's what I did. So that they end up looking like this. I think that's what I did. I'm pretty sure that's what I did. I'm going to have to double check all this, but I'm going to test it with this, and I will, frankly, undo before I save it again. But what I'm trying to do is the same that I did with the Marauder to keep it consistent. And the check that I'm trying to, the test that I'm trying to do right now is how well does this blend when I shrink it down. So, yeah. So all that detail is going to be blended together. That's the whole point of the style we're going for. And I think I went to 108. I think that's right. I think the theory of the case was if I'm going to do any blending, it's going to be here in the image program. That this right here is the blending step that I'm going to do. And now this is 108 by 108. And even though I import it into the engine, it gets resized to a different dimension, it's going to be shrunk back down to 108 by 108. In other words, it's going to look like that. I have full control over what it looks like pixel perfect here that translates into the engine. So I think this is what I did. I have to double check that. Oops. 216, 216. Okay. And clearly the characters at the bottom of this large sprite. This sprite is actually big enough to hold the whole tower, the tree, that kind of stuff. Okay. So now what I have are examples of the characters. Boy, that's much better than what I started with. I can see that is an engineer now. Very distinct. And if you say engineer, I'm totally on board. Okay. Cool. I'm down. So these are just early character designs. There's no animation, obviously. My job now is... Oh, my job now is to export an image of these as they are, and then I'm going to undo. Frankly, I need to make all new folders. And then, I can do a bunch of frames and stuff later, but it's just simple right now. Save that. Yes. Well, it is already saved, actually. So I'm making folders based on the idea that I'm going to want to do all the same kind of frames and stuff that I did before. And the test images I'm doing now, I'll just save in there for right now. Undo all that resizing and stuff. And in a moment I'll compare all of these. Yes, it's going to be a good thing to have this done because chat can entertain themselves while I do stuff. I need to get stuff done. My stuff that I need to get done is not the entertainment, not entertaining. It's boring as hell. And yet viewers expect a entertaining stream. Enter the game that I'm making, right? Then that's entertaining. So I think, did I just lose that? Oh, he looks okay. So now, if I open these frames and compare it to what the base Marauder originally looked like. Oh, excuse me, my stomach is upset, evidently. I need to stop soon. Okay, let's do the same thing here. Oh, goodness. Just trying to get this done. I think this is the same. What I did with the Marauder, I think, is the same. So we'll compare. Oh my goodness, I've never had so much stomach trouble all at once, like all of a sudden like that. That's really crazy. Oh, what is going on? I'm struggling to finish this stream. I'm just trying to show off the frames so we can get out of here. I'm struggling. Okay. All right, are we there? All good. I think this is a reasonable comparison of the 5 characters we have in this game. And before I reveal, I need to actually triple check that. It says 120. Right. Actually, I resized to 120. But I did that after the fact. Yes, right. Okay. So this is true. This gets resized to 128 by 128. Not 108. Oh, is that true? Okay, hold on. So maybe this does look a little different. Okay. Well, I mean, okay. It's close enough. I'm gonna have to end stream soon anyway. It's just this is not. It's not okay right now. Um. So, oh my goodness, I am really struggling. So here is what the character sprite looks like that we use in the game. Um, and this is 128, not 108, like what I thought. So this is a version that is 108, 128, 108. You can see the 128 is actually clearer. I think this is a test that I did early on, and I realized that this process works better. I get a little bit more crisp. It is blended, but it's not fuzzy like this. So the characters that we see in comparison are actually fuzzier. In other words, it will blend, but it'll look crisper. So right now, this is a 108 version of our Marauder, which is not as crisp as what we actually have. But if we look at this one and we say, yep, and here's the engineer. Very distinct. And here's the archer. And here's the healer. Okay. I'm not sure this is 1,000% successful, but it's a great step forward, and I gotta be honest, I have to end stream like immediately. So, yay, fun, and we got work done. That's good. As you can see from the game playing below, we are making a game for chat. It is called MAUR Towers. MAUR. And it's going to be awesome. We are just over 3 weeks in to making this game. And so I know that the character stuff is going to take a while. But it's going to be good. And sorry for cutting it so short so fast, but I have to go. Have fun. Take care. Be well. See ya.